This is day 471 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you'd like to sponsor a comic share or more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. We're very greatly appreciated. Today we're doing the Simon Shin Vav Yud Zayin Til Chav Gimel. So we're still in the Daber Dover Mitzil Chepzcha Halachos. Yud Zayin. Because of Ram Pech Chav Gimel, Din Yud Beis. Can't also close in car. Was not allowed to buy or sell, at least for the Hasker, to rent, to be the renter or to be the landlord. Because you might come to write. Well, that he don't mitzarech with that. Says, I don't know why I need the Gzeir Shem Yichtov. It's important. We should mitzvah chevtzecha. Anyway, it should be also because if you have mitzvah chevtzecha, as those chavetzera b'yom kachi, doing discussing your chapatim or doing your chapatim. Shafil dibu aser b'zeh. It's even forbidden to talk about them. Achin kasul tazisham. It's by Reish Simon Shin Zayin. It's going to come clarify later on. I'm gam barashi nimsa b'zeh loshim. Rashi Beitz also is megach memka asamina mikra. Buying and selling is also from the pasuk. This even so chevtzecha v'zaber davar. That's the one possibility. Inami or else might come to write down documents of sale. If you're going to say that's Xera leg Xera, not sure exactly how it's Xera to Xera. It seems to be one Xera that you might come to write down Shishit and Mechira. It's all one Xera. I can show you. Maybe they're adding on this reason because also, a gift is like a sale. Goes from one person's jurisdiction to another person's jurisdiction, but also Shabbos. What's forbidden Shabbos? With mitzvah Shabbos mutar matan for a purpose of mitzvah, for a purpose of Shabbos, a gift is permitted. Even though buying and selling for the purpose of a mitzvah is certainly also, but a gift is not like selling or buying. A gift doesn't fall so readily into the category of so chevtzecha. You're not doing this to earn money, but rather out of affection. You know, we find in the Gemara in terms of a matana that there's a svara if not in fact you have benefit from this person, you would not have given a gift. Having a tarikamecher, and that makes a gift like a sale. Nevertheless, it's not done in order to make money. And it's like hekdesh, also like this with Shabbos. You know, have to make some hekdesh on Shabbos. But if it's necessary for the day, mutter is permissible, as we'll see later on. Which can make more reish perek shoah. Mati shalom pischa b'Shabbos chagigas v'yalta. Person allowed to consecrate his Shabbos or chagiga, his Shabbos as Pesach on Shabbos, or Pesach Shabbos and chagiga on Yalta. Also, you might come to write, it's not so relevant by a gift. Ksiva ben Pinchos have a dafka b'yani masa mata to write down in a ledger. That really applies specifically by commercial activity. Those who have a difficulty how we give gifts to chasanim on Shabbos. Also, of course, bar mitzvah gifts would be the same problem. But there is no true prohibition in this. To make it bar mitzvah, it's called a matter of mitzvah. Shem mitzvah samech chazan kala. So it's in the cause simcha to the chazan kala. It's also a necessity of day. Since the custom is to make a party the first Shabbos after the chasna. Bizman simcha l'chasna kala is the time of joy for the chasna kala. At the time, some chaymatos is only allowed to give them joy with gifts. The minute is to give the kala then gift the first Shabbos. There is no taste of a prohibition at all. And the customs of the Jewish people are fully Torah. Mishnah says that which we give vessels as a gift to the chassan when he gives the drush on Shabbos, it's not appropriate. However, that those people who pledge to give money to a chassan on Shabbos, it's possible it's permissible since you can always renege. There is a chumrah to actually be marking the gift after Shabbos, before Shabbos, or tell the chassan or bar mitzvah to claim the gift after Shabbos, so as to avoid the chumrah in the Mishnah. But ikra things like the Arukh HaShulchan, that is possible to actually give the gift on Shabbos Yotiv. It's Mokum being with Sameach someone. Yudches, Kasabram Sham Echad Amorcha. The truth is that every time you invite somebody over to your house for a meal on Shabbos, you have to really give them a gift because you're giving them the food which they're eating. So obviously, matana is not strictly prohibited. Yes, also, whether the sale taking place verbally or taking place by giving over the item, it's forbidden. Whether you're weighing or not weighing the item. Just not allowed to weigh, so it's not allowed to count or measure. Whether it's by with a vessel, whether with a hand or with a rope. Shabbos says in the Shabbos, Muslim don't Shabbos mitzvah. It's Mamsh last plan Shabbos. You're allowed to measure on Shabbos a measurement of mitzvah malimdot. B'choy measure would say tefach niyachnis tuma to measure whether a hole has is the size of a tefach, in which case tuma would go through that hole from one side to the other. Ayin shom. Mutim b'mikvah yesh b'arbaim so allowed to measure mikvah. It has 40 saw. Va'afilu b'diya shel skula shehirziku anashim lidot izoro shechole l'refua v'lo shesalav. This is not Gemara, but a measure which has a skula, some sort of spiritual aspect to it. Sounds like a little bit superstitious, that women measure the belt of a sick person in order to heal him, and they may say an incantation upon this based on the size of the belt. I guess people like me are fatter and need larger incantations. Having its mutter the behind the mitzvahs, that is a measure of mitzvah. Your test. Chashmishan Sivan I Gimel is bar because clarified the Misha Chai Mos Chaber somebody owed money to his friend. Misha put him money and he pledged to pay him back on a certain day of a certain month. You don't say on Shabbos that day happened to be on Shabbos. In low part of Shabbos, if he didn't pay back before Shabbos, so they take him on Shabbos. You have to give him it's not collateral. I think the Kamash was collateral. It's like the Ravon by Yehuda. The translation is escaping my mind at the moment. Anyway, you have to give him this collateral on Shabbos. Whatever the right word is, and you have to reckon its value. The below summa and because you don't reckon its value, it's not considered to be paying back the obligation. So you have to actually give him the kinyan in the object itself. This is this is from Chosh Mishpat. There, Arukh HaShulchan explains the section of Shabbos is when the person who's holding the obligation demands it on Shabbos. I've got to be still covered, even though he's doing a prohibition. Shetavo b'Shabbos, he demands the payment on Shabbos. Nevertheless, since he demanded it, your obligation, your oath takes effect. But if he doesn't make the demand on Shabbos, then it's not allowed to delay till after Shabbos. Those who forbid estimating the value and measuring the object given. Okay? Shulchan disagrees with that. Mogen Avram. Because it's a measurement of mitzvah permissible, like we wrote. But the Shuma mitzvah also estimates some of the mitzvah. But kind mitzvah estimating the value. The value is for a mitzvah. But kind here mitzvah rabbi, the kind Shavuos is a great mitzvah to fulfill your oath. Means most dafka. If, however, you obligate yourself to give specifically money, there's no way you can resolve this. The muktzah lo trail tauta, which will say you weren't not allowed to carry something which is muktzah for this purpose. But what you can do, it's not no way to resolve it. You can give him a kinyan in the room in which the money is. And the person who to whom the money is pledged will acquire the money as a kinyan chatzer. The says you can tell a non-Jew to give him the money. That brings up the other problem, which is assuming that the Malva is a Jew, has the lender going to collect the money. That's perhaps a non-Jew will put them down in the house of the lender. It's obvious, assuming that if you can evaluate and measure to be a non-Jew, so it's better for a Jew. But also they say that's prohibited for a Jew to do it. If you have a collateral from a non-Jew, I think it's a security, but I'm still missing the word. V'achliva b'Shabbos, and you come to switch on Shabbos. Mutar tzmisel levad. Sheni Yudi yotzei samashkan rishon derech malbush. I guess non-Jews should wear out this garment. I think it's the Rab also is right. Simin Shlomo Fei was Yad Tishmaya. Okay, Simin Shlomo Fei. We'll see the issue. Chav tzarich halav tzarich mace mutar dab b'Shabbos. So let's talk about needs of a kala, needs of a mace. These are the burim of a mitzvah. The davka b'davar nagad tzorchem atzmam. There's a several things that have to do with their needs. But it's also a any Yehudi we can't tell non-Jew she'el chutz tchum to go out beyond the tchum Shabbos to cry a kala to the relatives of the kala to tell them she'avol simcha, tell them to come to the simcha. Call the mason to tell the relatives of the mason they should come to eulogize him. Since this has to do with the honor of the relatives, Lo Tarbishu said you're not permitted to send a non-Jew outside the tchum for this purpose. And I guess also Mishabur adds simply to tell him to do this after Shabbos is permissible because it's Tzorchei mitzvah, but not to do or go on Shabbos, and even to tell him on Erev Shabbos to do it on Shabbos it's also, even if it's to the purpose of the Kala Mace. I don't know what the Matthias is. I'm not sure what you're doing here on Shabbos. Anyway, back to the Arukh HaShulchan. But a sick person, he says, that you send more of his relatives, that's Masukhan is a dangerous, had dangerous illness. You're obligated to send a non-Jew to get them. Even to hire a non-Jew on Shabbos to go. We're concerned that the sick person will go, it will get worse, and deteriorate, because it will go crazy that this is not happening. They don't fulfill his directives. And there's several things which they leave the law by kinyanim because of the cholas and the needs. It's a shul slow to tell get not to do that's mitzvah, not for the Jew himself to do. And the answer for it's not really healing. It's only concern. So therefore, if it's the whole issue is okay, then we're involved. We tell them not to do it, but not to do an absolute prohibition. But if the doctor says that there's true sakana if they don't actually fulfill his directive, like the chol it's like any chol has sakana, he's bar siman chin kov ches. This will be clarified later on. So he buys a house in Eretz from an Arab, not sure what specified an Arab. You're allowed to tell a non-Jew to write a document of sale even on Shabbos. Telling the non-Jew to do a malach on Shabbos only is the Rabbanim. And because Yishuv Eretz Yisrael, they relaxed this prohibition. And even if you're buying a house from them in Syria, the Surah Eretz Yisrael because Syria is like Eretz Yisrael for this matter. Akkan L'Shana. So the first beginning is explicit Gemara in the first beginning. Shabbos, the Rishonim explain there's nothing to buy it on Shabbos. Also, this is certainly forbidden. The Eladim Lachem Erev Shabbos, so you bought it on Erev Shabbos, and you have to tell a non-Jew to write. Mutter allowed to tell the Jew to write even if it goes into Shabbos. A non-Jew to write even if it goes into Shabbos. Interesting. The two of them being maybe holds in our day and age when Eretz is in a state of Korban. This is not relevant. I would say it's more likely the Torah lives in a place where it's not relevant. Mishabura said it's interesting leniency here. He says you can show on Shabbos you can show the non-Jew bags of money, and the non-Jew will then do everything on his own. He'll sign and seal the document in non-Jewish courts, but he can't give the money outright. Okay. I'm not sure much, but it seems on the other hand to argue about the person being Erev Shabbos and telling the non-Jew to write, but I'm not sure what the argument is. Chav base. With that, the Boris thing is like it's clear to me. So Shulchan Toth goes on the Bible, Fus b'Shulchan Aruch if you don't. Big mistake in the Shulchan Aruch. Because they said mutar knows buys but something any do with Shabbos. You're allowed to buy a house from a non-Jew in Israel on Shabbos. The chosim al berachos you can sign and seal it in a non-Jewish court. Can't tzurich lomar. This is what it should say. Mutar lakone buys something any Yehudi. It's permissive for a person who acquires a house from a non-Jew in Eretz Yisrael. Yes, I'm sorry. I got a call from my uncle. It's going to be Dolly Hador. There's a Shochet Shlita from Los Angeles, so I have to answer. Let me get back now to the Arukh HaShulchan here. Again, to Lamar, so you have to say Mutul Akreba Bayis Be'eretz Yisrael Minayin Yehudi. This is what it's supposed to say. You're allowed. Person, somebody who's buying a house in Eretz Yisrael from a non-Jew, lo Marleni Yehudi, to tell the non-Jew Lachtom to sign Male Berkos and seal in the courts the Kingdom Heged B'Gemara Rambam Shom, and that's what he said just now from the Mishnah Berurah. It doesn't matter what language you're writing. It's a silent placements there that the laws. It's okay. No matter what language or alphabet. There's a whole issue of writing pencil, writing a pen, but even though you only chayav skill if you write in pen, but it's a blanket prohibition. Nobody writes on Shabbos, even tzorach mitzvah of this sort. Skill, you write liberally with a pen, you chayav skill, show you chayav chatos, show you chayav chatos, mashkos rambam peryav din din yud, zel shon hakoyse b'chol ksav, so writes in any language, b'chol lashon, any alphabet, chayav, ayin sham. Or you showing this way, you're compelled to this. Even if you write two marks, you're chayav, let alone two letters. Long hagar here, long brackets. Hagar kosim b'sim said the b'ksav shlem and also the rabbanon and shom. It's in their alphabet. It's only this rabbanon mitzvah rabbol lemocha minhab svarim. It's a great mitzvah to erase this from the svarim. The kama minhab pikrim. And several other people who have cast off the yoke of Torah. Told that they relied on this. With our great iniquities. There is no such halacha. Chas shalom arkein. V'chein kosem magavan kamen shing mem mitzif kadiyud. V'chein rechaz zeh bala mishnah bura. 37th time mishnah bura. And he says, Mishnah bura sivkad mem zayin u'bir halacha. Yibra masku v'chtav. Levush lokas of zet. Levush did not bring down this line. The Chenag Graz and the Balatanya did not bring down with Shom Nitras Kanitz or Chayin Shom, and the Balatanya appears as it should. Mashkas Levush Shein also El Mirabanan. What the Levush writes it is only also the Rabbanan. Coming us on Mirlein Yudis. That's talking about telling a non-Jew to do it. Mashkas El Zuta Shom Kenkas El Rabba Steve Kon Chavzal. Chavgem Mutach Shabbos Abed. You're allowed to announce on Shabbos a lost object. I feel that Muksa also Talmud Shabbos, even lost object is something which is Muksa now carrying Shabbos. Now Shabbos I made have a mitzvah say to eternal lost object is a mitzvah say the Zel Cheftei Shamayim, and this is the knees of heaven. Simachris Gam Avidasam, Mimel Targankem Shabbos, and if you have to announce something was lost, there's also Mutar, Mutar Isurei Sibur B'Shabbos. I guess it's something was prohibited, and now they want to repeal that prohibition. Obligation on Shabbos, even if it's not prohibited Shabbos. So Shabbos have a Yom Knufil Rabim. The Shabbos is a day when many people gather together, and you can do something publicly. The Shabbos also and can't do it as well on a weekday. Rabim, so automatically it's like the needs of the masses. The Mutar Daber Bahem that you have to talk about. But to announce something is also on Shabbos, and Ella B'Tzarech Shabbos Dai can only do for needs of Shabbos. Well, Torah said, "Don't Shabbos just like a Torah can only do for needs of Shabbos." Much cause the Siman Shin Mem Aleph. We don't get to Konas Eir. Something has to do with fixing the city. It's a major issue. Mutar Shabbos doesn't mean on Shabbos. Kol Toshav, general principle is Kol Davar. You think Shem Avin that people understand? Sure, cause there's no get to Konas Eir that this pronounced has to do with fixing matters of the city. Or they're going to Sarabim or fixing matters of the masses. Moshe Yunagim be reading like they used to have the custom at fairs. To announce people who are not paying back their loans. Because such matters, even though they're matters to individual, no has to do with how the masses conduct their commercial activities. Be aware of this person. Cloud and that's why it's part of Tzorchei Rabin. Mutzach is a Shabbos, and it's allowed to enter Shabbos if somebody is defaulting on his loans. This has been the custom in front of great people. So a lot of Mishnah Berurah here. Mishnah Berurah says, even if you'll have to be matin issa tzibur Shabbos even for the purpose of a yachid, because on a week you won't be able to get the kohol together so easily to be matin for him. Mishnah Berurah also says that brings down from Chuvas Tiva Ribos that a chacham can decree a nidui on Shabbos a cherem for if his honor has been assailed. Mishnah Berurah writes in Constantinople the minhag was to be matir. No, this is ready on the next. Okay, that's it for this.